Hey, so Rob, I'm curious. You know a lot about businesses and you work with a lot of businesses. What is the typical life cycle of a business out there? What should people expect who's starting a business maybe today?
Well, I think the interesting part of that question is typical in business. And I think you can probably draw a does not equal sign between typical and business.
That's right.
A lot of small business owners are going to say there's nothing typical about the day, and there's nothing typical from the standpoint of day to day within the business from that standpoint. But I agree. I think, the standard basis of life cycle, if you think about a clock, is you start up, growth, maturity, and then what I call transition in the end. And making people look at things as clock always going forward, but it doesn't necessarily work that way.
What are things that happen that make this not typical then? What are the types of things that can happen?
Well, I think if you think about it, I think if you can equate the life cycle of a business, let's say, to the life cycle of a team.
Okay.
Because you put a team together to work within the business, they're going to form, it's going to storm, it's going to norm, and then it's going to perform.
Is that you? Did you come up with that? I like that.
I have to give credit to other sources.
Okay.
I did pick that up from other sources, a session actually that I was in and listened to with it. But obviously we want teams to perform.
Yeah.
But when they get to that point, if a member changes, or maybe also there's a difference of opinion, a lot of times they will revert back. They may have to, if a new member comes in, they probably might have to go back to forming.
Okay.
Everybody to learn and know who they are. Or if there's a big difference over maybe something they're supposed to do or what their object and purpose is, it may switch back to storming as well. I think point being, from your question, same thing happened in the business life cycle. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily, you can be in growth mode to be that, but if you come up with a new product, a new service, a new idea, a new avenue, a new market you want to target, in some cases actually you're kind of working back, you're going back now to kind of a startup with that particular one to have to reestablish and to redo it.
Hence, there is no typical life cycle on anything. But it's interesting, Rob, as you said, it's the life cycle of the business is the people ultimately. What is a business? It's the people you bring in, it's the teams you put together. And,
true that. I agree with that. Absolutely. You're spot on.
That's, I learned that from you. And I know, because, Rob here spent a lot of time working with a lot of businesses and a lot of people, helping them all sorts of different ways. And it's always great to talk to you, Rob, and to get that insight. And hey, if you want to talk to Rob about anything, get in touch with him. Vend Advisors, LLC.com. If you're not already there, check it out. And thanks a lot for watching this one. Watch more.
Yep, please. Thank you.